Are you tired of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Well, I hope you aren't, but if you are, you're in the right place this morning. I'm Jeffrey Paul, and I have an inspiration and kind of a motivation to empower you today on how to break insanity. You know, one of the quotes, and I don't know who, it's funny, quotes are so unusually titled to so many different people, and probably 10 or 100 other people have said the same thing. But somebody at least gets themselves as the quote. But there was a quote, and I think it was Einstein that at least is identified to this. He says that most people are doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, which is the definition, he said, to insanity. Do you ever feel insane and you want to just break out of the asylum? I mean, do you ever feel like you just want to break out of that same old? Well, you're in the right place this morning, because I'm going to share with you 3 elements that will help you put into practice on a daily basis, easily, not hard, but consistently, and you will find that you will break out of insanity and you'll stop doing the same thing over and over and over, year after year, decades, or some of you after decade, the same things. Insanity. Let's go into it right now. But first, let me ask you a question. Are you wanting to break out of insanity? Are you wanting to break through the process of not seeing the changes and the alterations and the development of your life? Then give me a yes. Just put in the comments yes, and I'll know that you want to break out of the asylum, the insanity of our minds and our hearts. Just give me a yes, and I'll know that you are ready to take the journey, to truly take 3 steps that will give you the ability to break out of this consistent, over and over, doing the same thing over and over, and thinking that everything is going to change, everything's going to work out. And I'm not talking about working out in faith. I'm not talking about knowing that God's going to work all things together for the good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you and I, that continue to do the same things over and over again, and just never see the difference of our life changing much at all. So give me a yes if you are ready to change in the comments. And here's your first of the 3 steps that I want to give you that are so important. The first one is listen. Write that down. You want to find a pen. Write it down. Listen. Listening to that inner voice, listening to wisdom of people that are around, listening to inspiration is only 1/3 of the power of breakout. 1/3 of what it takes to break out, to break through, to overcome, to beat the challenges in front of you is only 1/3 of the power you need to represent the 3 steps to true, sincere breakthrough. Centuries, decades have gone by, and people have known this and have activated this in their life as they take these 3 steps to listen to wisdom, listen to knowledge, listen. But the second one is just absolutely necessary. Now, you remember the guy who's kind of jumped ship. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now from Verizon? Now he's with some other company. But the reality is that can you hear me now? It almost is like a rhetorical question. You can hear all the wisdom, you can read all the books, you can go to all the schools, you can go to all the courses, you can get online and do webinars till you're blue in the face and get very little change in your life. You have a whole lot of knowledge, you got a whole lot of notes in your pad of your journal, but very little until you hear. So listening is taking it in from the resources and taking it in, but then to hear. That means to acknowledge that that message is for me. To acknowledge that that message that I just heard is for me, and I am going to do something about it. Number 3 is to believe it. But believing it not kind of like a wish list. Believing it like I'm speaking about is playing in the theater of your mind, in the wellspring of your heart, the movie of what you're believing for For instance, if you're believing that you're going to change, and I'm going to use a real absolutely practical application. Let's just say that I'm believing I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm believing that I'm going to lose 10 pounds. So I listen to Dr. Hyman from the Cleveland Clinic tell me how to eat right. I hear it and acknowledge it and commit to it that that's for me. I need to do it for my life. Then I need to do my ultimate homework. Yes, it's going to take you from the process of what you're eating and how much you're eating and when you're eating. But it takes you first, before the process of the disciplines or the exercises or anything else. It takes you to see within the theater of your heart and mind your loss of weight. You are looking down on the scale in the theater of your mind. You're writing your own story. You're looking down in real visual time, in real visual abilities for you to imagine this very thing taking place already, as if it already is done. Are you following me? You look down at the scale, and the scale digitally comes up 10 pounds lighter. You look at yourself in the mirror, and you see yourself 10 pounds thinner, trimmer, just where you want to be. You play that video over and over and over and over in your head, over and over and over in your head. It will motivate you and inspire you, almost, and not almost, but on a subconscious level, to slow down on the eating, to eat the right things, to make the right decisions, rather than all of the wrong, as I continue to do what I continue to do and keep gaining my weight and not losing my weight. You follow me? And I'm just using weight as an example. It can be anything: relationship, money, career, all of it. But if you don't listen, hear, and believe, then you're not going to achieve the breakthrough that you need in the process of your life being altered. Now, do you need God's help? Yes. Do you need friends and relatives and relationships around you to help you, motivate you, encourage you, and not put you down and not give you negatives? Yes, yes, yes. All of those apply. That was probably part of the teaching and the listening part. But the listening part is only knowledge, and knowledge has never saved or broken anybody out of anything. The relationship of hearing is the acknowledgement and believing it's for you, and that you're going to commit to do something with that knowledge. Then, to go within yourself, to see in the theater of your mind and the wellspring of your heart, as Abraham said in Romans 4, I believe the things that are not seen as if they absolutely are right now, today, this moment. And I do it over and over until it is, because you will see it manifest itself more than you can ever imagine. There has been science, there's been research, there has been biblical principles, psychological principles, neurological principles have based so much out of what they've learned about what I've just shared with you. And I want you to base this and put it into your life as the truth that will give you the ability to no longer be insane, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's insanity. But to break out of that asylum and move into the abundant life I continue to say God's called you to. And with His help, everything's possible and powerful. But where's His help at? His help happens in the theater of your mind and the wellspring of your heart, that He's given you the ability to create all things 2 times. First within, then the manifestation on the outside. I hope this really challenges you. Please share this and put your likes in there so that you can follow me. If you haven't pushed the 3 buttons up on the top, click there to be a friend of mine, and I'll give you a notification when I go live every morning. But I want you to really share this because it's so important. And knowing that, then that share button, when you hit it, and the comments that you send me represent you're ready no longer to just be listening. Today I hope you heard, and you're starting already to build that belief theater in your mind and your heart so that you can break out of the same old, day after day. Let me know what you think. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, and don't forget, and always remember, beauty and change begins within you. Have a beautiful day. I'm Jeffrey Paul.